Hello there once again, audience. If this thing's going. Yeah, there we go. Little dusty, I haven't made a video in quite some time. Today I'm actually here to make a video on request. This is my first request video. I kind of had it sitting on the back burner for a little while, but now I'm here today and now I'm gonna get to it. A buddy of mine and some other people on Facebook got into an argument about what an 8mm Mauser round could actually do. See, the argument was whether or not it could, pierce a tree. Now, there's a lot of factors that come into that statement on whether or not it can or cannot pierce a tree. The type of wood, the thickness of wood, whether the tree is dead or alive, the water content, etc., etc. How many trees can it pierce? That depends on the distance between the trees. There's a lot of factors. So today I have a very simple baseline test. I will be using these Full Metal Jacket 8mm Mauser rounds. Now the argument was actually based off of a Call of Duty game from what I have been led to believe. So this right here is 1949 year ammunition, so it should be very, very similar to the ammunition that was used back in World War II. That being the case, I have absolutely zero doubt that it's going to go through that wood. That is oak wood. If it can pierce through roughly, I don't know, I'd say that's about 15 inches so of wood, it can probably pierce a good number of trees. Now take note that the distance between my blocks of wood right here are roughly about 4 inches or so. The density of the wood is also going to be considerably different because of the, because the water content, due to this side being fresh, the middle being not so fresh, and the end being so unfresh that Will Smith would probably slap me across the room if he saw it. Alright, so the general basis of the test is I'm going to fire into the least fresh round, and we're going to see how far it penetrates. If it goes right through the least fresh into the mid-fresh, right through the freshly cut, or if we have some sort of stopping section between. The reason I'm doing that is because it is more likely to pierce this section, and if it manages to go through all three, then it would have no problem piercing the freshest section of wood. That is general basic logic. Now these are not very thick pieces of wood. I imagine the 8mm would probably not pierce a tree like that, but I shouldn't assume. So we're going to fire off a couple of... the 8mm round, I pitted against a 30-06. The 30-06 obviously won flat out, but anyway, full disclosure, there is absolutely nothing in this general direction for a good number of miles. So we have nothing to worry about firing in that direction. Some people have been concerned with safety protocols on this show, which I fully understand. But there is nothing in that direction. My house is over in that direction. There's nobody there. Nothing in that direction. Nothing in that direction. So it is safe to fire in this direction. If I fire in that direction and hit my house, it's going to do nothing but cost some money out of my wallet. I have absolutely zero doubt that it pierced all the way through. So, chamber's empty. Good to close. That is 100% an empty rifle right there. Okay, let's check this one right here. Alright, I might have to do a couple of adjustments. Oh, wait, nope. That right there looks like an exit wound. Right there's our entrance wound. So, went through this older piece of wood, no problem. Right here's our midsection, went through, no problem. Right here's our newest piece of wood. Where's our entrance? Give me a... Alright, the bullet on that specific test seems to have curved somewhat. So, since I still have some ammo left, we're going to fire again and see if it pierces all three. Now I have no doubts that it's going to pierce all three if the bullet does not curve. I was not really expecting a bullet curve the way that It did, but I still would not want to be hiding behind a tree whenever someone's firing at me with a 8mm Mauser. Especially one so skinny. Alright, round has been cycled, chamber is empty. So that is a safe rifle right there. Put that right there. Alright, I like the way that the wood kind of explodes whenever it's hit by an 8mm Mauser. Oh, I'm not entirely sure where the entrance is here. Oh, wait, no. Exit. We got 2 exit wounds. They're both basically in the same spot. This one right here, I think that's a pretty safe assumption to say that's our exit wound. And I saw it hit this one this time. I'm just not entirely sure where. Alright. I was indeed incorrect whenever I said this right here was the exit wound, because the round has physically been stopped inside the wood. It doesn't look like the whole round, but that's quite a bit of round right there. You can see the copper jacket and then the inner metals. So it pierced through roughly 10 inches of wood. I'd say that's pretty good for a full metal jacket 8mm Mauser. I mean, it's not like it's a 50 BMG, but personally, I'm a little underwhelmed. I was thinking it was going to pierce a little bit better. But it would still go through a tree depending on the tree. Alright, so from what I can tell, unless I am incorrect, our fresh piece of wood, or the freshest piece of wood that has literally just been cut off a tree, has sustained 0 damage. So instead of hitting it with a full metal jacket round, like we've been hitting it with like we've been hitting the others with, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a soft point, just for giggles, because it'll be fun and probably tear it in half. Let's see what a soft point does compared to the full metal jacket round out of this. Alright, rifle is pointed in a safe direction. Chamber is open. Round is in. Gun is hot. Stepping back to a safe distance, because these soft points tend to make things splatter. One round in, one round out. Chamber is empty. Okay. As we can see, that soft point absolutely devastated this thing. I would not want that to be my torso. I see our exit wound right there, but how bad's the entrance? Whoa, alright. That's a pretty hole, even on entrance. And it even bulged out the wood as it flew through it. Let's shoot it again. This time I'm going to fire at it long ways to see what sort of damage we can do to that piece of wood using, of course, a soft point. Like I said I was going to. There we go, 1 soft point round of ammunition. Alright. Chamber's open. Round is in. Gun is hot. Chamber is empty. Alright. I kind of like the way that one looked. It really did some damage here. Completely decimated this thing. Look at how much it cracked this wood. The wood's like, hey, bullet, you crack me up. That was a terrible joke, and I apologize for that. Alright. This targeting sequence is going to be a little bit different. I put a brick on the shooting car over there, which I have shot so much. I have shot that car so many different times, mostly for my own entertainment. I never really made a video out of it. Round is in, chamber's open. Again, there's nobody in that direction for a very long way, so we don't have to worry about it. So basically, I got a soft point round loaded into this rifle. We're going to hit that brick and watch it explode on that car. I think it's going to be a little entertaining. But instead of just assuming that it's going to be entertaining, we're going to actually do it. like the way it bounces. I very highly doubt y'all actually got me on camera, but that's fine. That's not important right now. You know, I could probably hit that other end of the brick with another round. Chamber's open, rounds in, gun's hot. Hit it, no problem. Chamber's empty. Well, this right here did answer some questions on just what the 8mm Mauser could do. Whenever I was comparing it to the 30-06, I discovered that it is more closely related to the Mauser noggin round in terms of actual damage that it does. I am super underwhelmed by the 8mm Mauser round, but I am completely pleased with the 8mm Mauser rifle. I never really understood whenever people said that the 8mm Mauser rifle was so much better than the Mauser noggin. Personally, I liked the Mauser noggin for a good long while until I got the Mauser and realized the Mauser noggin is literally like dragging a grand piano across, you know, a gravel driveway. That is very literally what it is like. It's very uncomfortable to shoot. The bolt oftentimes jams in it, even after you oil it. I mean, it's just the pressurization of the gun itself and the trigger. Anyone who's fired a Mauser noggin and a Mauser understands the severe difference between the two. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, do me a favor, go down there, hit the subscribe button. If not, that's okay. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Personally, I am significantly surprised to see that the Mauser round did not pierce all of that wood. Of course, it is old Mauser ammo, but I still don't think that would be any sort of difference. If I loaded a probably a little hotter round, I'm sure it would have better penetrating power. Say that, you know, 10 times fast. You probably can. I cannot, because I'm me. Anyway, have a fantastic day.